Heads down.
You hiding? You scared? Gonna find you! No! Who did this? Come out and play!
We got this! Ah! Down they go! Nice hit! Ah!
No! Get away!
The last of them! You're fast. I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is going to be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, it must be my natural charisma. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of... I'd heard some... I've got all the time in Halcyon. Look, I already bought what you were selling me. Just give me some time to gather up my personals.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
You are welcome here.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it? That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you. Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence. Apologies won't give us our lives back, but for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
I used to skip rocks in the river till Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming. I think she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks her own self. Where are we headed?
Hey, Miss My Body. Come for a visit?
Not today. Just helping this fella.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our gravesites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, braving the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. The war! The coming apocalypse! Man versus machine! I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this... Mechanical repellent! A stroke of inspiration from the law itself. Here, I've been saving up... I've been gathering up a war chest. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our belongings. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller, Associate Security. Unofficially, strictly between you and me. Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you? Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human. First, they will rob us of our jobs. Go on.
Aw, he ain't no threat. Bet I could fix him up smart.
This unit is worth more than your entire searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to. Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
I don't reckon Jeremy understands.
Spacer's Choice reminds all colonists that serving the Spacer's Choice family is the
Be more careful out there, Jeremy. Nice one! That's the last of them.
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory's the... On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender...
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Town's been dark a while now. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Time's come for you to... Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence. I need you to get us the brain of a mech. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of zero... Go on.
Sure. Sure thing. Moving.
Town's been dark a while. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. So this is it, then. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile.
Yeah, huh? In the bar? What? Sorry. It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folk. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. But when they leave, they're mad at themselves. There's been scary nights.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Whoa, well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile? What? No. I mean, Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why... I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. A data mine.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple...
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction, it's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants... You are? Oh. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see your way to freelancing... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than... I need you to break in. You... Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking... I know that. Read what...
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Where are we headed? Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad's...
I can't possibly cut anyone's hair in the dark. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my As broke as pie crust, friend, bidless, indigent, I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire... Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. Your idea intrigues me. Much...
Are we getting paid or not?
You picked a fine time to visit, stranger. Foreman Granger, mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or... Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with... I could do without the sarcasm. Law requires Shame, though. Woke up one morning and put around... Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did... I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all, may his Adams. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which... I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair...
Lovely to see you about, Miss...
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him carefully. Best to ask her.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I get... Oh,
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the... You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue.
What can I do for you? Go ahead. Edgewater has been good to me. I am never wanting... The plagues come at us. I wouldn't call... Company policy, friend. We don't have enough... We're as sensible... Edgewater is... I am... As the good... What can I do for you? Oh? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, you know about Eugene. Then, Eugene... That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are so... I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only... I'm sure that I have no other... Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yet I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse. Eugene It's a miracle.
Don't see the sense in all this fussing over the power. Cannery shutting down just means I'll have more bodies to bury. Yeah? Well, yeah. That's what... Yeah. Funny thing, the night we were supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had it... When I woke... Let me... You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a... And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? What? No. If I knew... I needed his fees because of his name. Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Ain't heard that one's... Hope's just a... No. Look, I don't... Trouble...
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. I have imagined it, but I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back. Yes! I mean, Captain. I can call you...
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in... Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Something you need?
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the... You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edged. I call it the Holographic Shroud. Excellent. I'll contact you. And remember, don't trust the board. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them...
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a Arrived at the groundbreaker.